Hello, my name is Chloe, welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you my April book haul. So I probably should have counted how many books there are here. I'll be right back. Okay, so there are 12 books in this haul. I've been a little bit naughty this month and I have ordered myself quite a few books. I think just isolation brain hit and I decided I needed more books for my collection. But also a lot of these are from people, lovely people over on Twitter in those Amazon wishlist threads. So I did gift out quite a few books and I got quite a lot in return. So I want to show you all of those. May as well just get stuck into it. So the first book I've got here is Girls with Chopsticks by Suzanne Young. This is a book I have already read. I listened to the audiobook and loved it. It was one of my favourite books of 2019 and I decided the traffic's probably going to be really loud. Never mind. I decided I really wanted a physical copy of this book so that I can read the sequel in a physical copy and have them both. I feel like I'm going to love the sequel. This is about a girls' boarding school, which isn't really all that it seems, and that's probably as much as I can say without spoiling it. It's so good. Really enjoyed it and I'm hoping to pick it up again soon in physical format. See if I love it as much. Next I have a book I've definitely already read and that is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, obviously J.K. Rowling. This is the Ravenclaw hardback edition, so we've got the Ravenclaw pages there. Yes, it's blue on there, not really sure, it's got extra pages. I've got the Prisoner of Azkaban and the Chamber of Secrets in this edition, so I'm just going to be collecting them all as they come out. Goblet of Fire has already come out, but I'm sort of cheap and wait until they get discounted a little bit, so I did pay about £10 for this and I don't really want to spend any more than that. So when I see Goblet of Fire going for a good price, I'll get that one as well. But I just love having these personalised house editions up on my like extra Harry Potter shelf over in the corner of the room. Next, I should probably say all these books I'm showing you first are ones that I gifted myself because I felt like treats. We have This Darkness Mine by Mindy McGuinness. This has been on my wish list for a very long time after Chelsea from Chelsea Palmer started talking about it. As far as I know, this is about a girl who is like stereotypically perfect and her life is perfect, and then she finds out she ate her twin in the womb. Potentially? Yeah, she absorbed them in the womb. So Sasha Stone knows her place, first chair clarinet, top of her class, and at the side of her Oxford-wearing boyfriend. She's worked her entire life to ensure her path to the Oberlin Conservatory as a star musician is perfectly paved. Then Sasha discovers her by-the-book life began by ending the chapter of another's, the twin sister she absorbed in the womb. So I've heard Mindy McGuinness's books are just strange. This seems really dark and weird and I wanted to give it a go. Next is another one that's been on my wish list for quite some time and that is The Merciless by Danielle Vega. I actually have no idea what this is about. On the back it says, "Forgive us, Father, for we have sinned." It's actually a really beat up copy. I was quite mad about this one. Yeah, I'll just read you what's on the inside. And that says, "Brooklyn Stevens sits in a pool of her own blood, tied up and gagged. No one outside of these dark basement walls knows she's here. No one can hear her scream. Sophia Flores knows she shouldn't have gotten involved. When she befriended the popular girls on her first day of school, she admired their perfect hair and their good girl ways. They said they wanted to save Brooklyn. They wanted to help her. Sophia didn't realise they believed Brooklyn was possessed. Now Sophia's new friends are performing an exorcism on Brooklyn, but their idea of an exorcism is closer to torture than salvation." This sounds pretty amazing. The text is really big on the pages and it's not a very long book, so I feel like this is going to be an easy one to smash out. I might leave it till later in the year. It seems like a bit of a spooky book. I'm not reaching for it straight away, but I wanted to own a copy. Next is one that I believe Brittany recommended to me, and that is 13 Minutes by Sarah Pinborough. I really don't know much about this apart from the fact it was £2.50, so I jumped on it. It says, "I was dead for 13 minutes and I want to know why. They say you should keep your friends close and your enemies closer, but sometimes it's hard to tell them apart." I am intrigued. Very big. YA thrillers I have been getting on all right with because I'm so new to like the thriller genre that the easy twists and turns are still massive shockers for me. So I feel like this is going to be a good one. I haven't read any Sarah Pinborough. I used to own, is it Behind Her Eyes? Yeah, Behind Her Eyes, that's Sarah Pinborough. And I unhauled it without reading it because I had it for so long. So I feel like going in at a YA angle is going to be even better. I believe this is a very, like, not old, but quite a backlist title. Oh no, 2016. Made that up. Yeah, no immediate rush to get on this, but excited to own it. There are two more here that are both by the same author. That is Emmy and Oliver and Far From the Tree by Robin Benway. Both of these I picked up following Heather from Bookable's recommendation. I believe they were for hard-hitting contemporaries. So Emmy and Oliver are were going to be best friends forever, but their futures were ripped apart. Now Oliver is back and he's not the skinny boy next door that used to be Emmy's best friend. Now he's the boy who got kidnapped, a stranger, a totally hot stranger with a whole history that Emmy knows nothing about. I didn't look into what this was about before I bought it. It was just recommended by Heather, and I'm pretty sure I either already own or I then purchased all the books that she suggested. So that's one of them. Next one, Far From the Tree, is about Grace, who is 16 and gives her baby up for adoption. Maya is her loudmouth younger sister, who's having some adopted family problems that surface. And I'm going to say Joaquin, let's just say that's the pronunciation, who's their older brother, and he spent 17 years in foster care. So it just seems like a adoption foster care based story, and I am insanely intrigued. So those are the ones I bought myself. Now on to the ones that were lovingly gifted to me. The first one being A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I got this from Rebecca Reads. I will probably, shall I link all these people in the description? That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? So A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I knew nothing about this, but everyone's been raving about it. I think it came out last year. Yeah, 2019. And it's 5 years ago, schoolgirl Andy Bow was murdered by Sal Singh. The police know he did it, everyone in the town knows he did it. But having grown up in the same small town that was consumed by the murder, Pippa Fitz and Moby isn't so sure. When she chooses the case as the topic for her final year project, she starts to uncover secrets that someone in the town desperately wants to stay hidden. And if the real killer is still out there, how far will they go to keep Pip from the truth? So again, this one, YA thriller, much easier type of thriller for me to get involved with. It's very long. I believe there's forms of, yeah, there's mixed media in here as well. So that should be interesting. Yeah, it was on my wish list and someone lovingly sent it to me. Next, I have The Trouble with Perfect by Helena Duggan, which was sent to me by, I'm going to say it's Shay, I still haven't checked the pronunciation, Shay Rowland. Lovely, lovely person. So these, the Perfect, I'm not sure what they are, Perfect books. I bought myself a place called Perfect and I'm going to be reading it in Believeathon. And when I bought that, the person who sent it me also sent me the third book, which is The Battle for Perfect. So I popped the second book on my wish list thinking I would get round to buying it one day so I could have the whole series, and someone lovingly bought it for me. So obviously I don't even know much about the first book, I can't spoil the second because I know nothing about it. But the first book is about town, a girl who moves to a town and everyone has to wear glasses to stop them going blind or something like that. But again, I'm going to be reading it in Believeathon. It's going to be my first book, so I'm picking it up on the 11th and hopefully I will know more about these books. Next, I have The Nowhere Girls by Amy Reed, which was sent to me by Danielle O'Sullivan, who I never found on Twitter. So if it happens to be somebody that watches my videos, please let me know because I haven't thanked you and I don't like that. But yeah, Nowhere Girls by Amy Reed. I don't know anything about this one either. I just added it to my wish list a while ago. Was this another 2019 release maybe? So it's getting a lot of hype. No, 2017. Someone gave this some hype and I put it on my wish list. It says, who are the Nowhere Girls? They're every girl, but they start with just 3. Grace, the preacher's daughter, who moves into the former house of a girl whose pain still adorns the walls. Bold Rosina, who dreams of a life playing music instead of waitressing at her uncle's restaurant. And misunderstood Erin, the girl who finds more solace in science and order than she does in people. They are brought together by the idea of changing the narrative of Lucy, the girl behind the graffiti in Grace's bedroom. Very intrigued, know nothing about it. It says, oh, Amber Smith, the author of The Way I Used to Be, which I read, didn't love, but I liked it, said this is masterfully fierce, stirring and deeply empowering. So definitely intrigued. It's a very floppy book. Loving having it on my shelves. So there's that one. There's only two more now. The first one being Unpregnant by Jenny Hendricks and Ted Kaplan. It says soon to be a movie. Didn't know that. This was bought for me by Simone from Me, Simone and I. I'm insanely grateful. Brittany from the Neverending Reader definitely did recommend this one to me because I nearly bought it in London when I went in February, but I didn't. Now I own it. I don't like this cover compared to the American cover. I mean, should I be comfortable with it being a woman? But I don't like it. And this is about a girl called Ronnie who finds herself pregnant and she has to decide whether to have an abortion. But the closest clinic is 900 miles away and she has no car. Intrigued. I love this sort of story. Well, I don't love the story, I love tellings of these stories, if that makes sense. I think they're quite important to read, no matter your opinion on the whole subject. I just like getting different opinions and sort of, what's the word, educating myself to how other people think. Yeah, that's what I mean. Very excited to pick this one up, and I don't think it's going to be long until I reach for it. And finally, I have Mirror Mirror by Jen Kalanita. For some reason, they're only written on the side. Written? Oh my god, I need more English lessons, I swear. This was brought to me by The Running Bookworm. I actually don't know her name. That's really awful of me. I've just know it's The Running Bookworm. I'm so sorry. And this is a twisted tale. I read a Beauty and the Beast twisted tale as old as time in January, February. And this is a Snow White one. It says, what if the evil queen poisoned the prince? It says, following her beloved mother's death, the kingdom falls to Snow White's stepmother, known as the Evil Queen. So that's the same. At first, Snow keeps her head down, hoping to make the best of things. However, when new information about her parents comes to light and a plot to kill her goes wrong, Snow embarks on a journey to stop the Evil Queen and take back her kingdom. Can Snow defeat an enemy who will stop at nothing to retain her power, including going after the ones Snow loves? So these always, to me, look like middle grade books, and they are definitely not. As Old as Time was definitely YA, not middle grade. I would have hated to have given that to a child and scared them for life. So I'm excited to see how graphic this one goes, because the last one was pretty violent. So those are all the books that I acquired in April. I'm so glad I've already taken the thumbnail because these were very hard to pick up. Again, thank you to anybody who bought me a book. I was insanely grateful receiving all of these, and you know, you put a massive smile on my face, so thank you. And again, thank you for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.